Good afternoon. I'm Samina Ali Khan, and welcome to the AI Summit, which is part of London Tech Week, where Fujitsu has been showcasing cognitive technologies in action. Attendees always seek to understand how the use of cognitive technologies can unlock significant business and societal value. So, fresh from delivering his keynote address, I'm delighted to say that we are joined by Vivek Mahajan, who is the Global CTO of Fujitsu. Vivek, nice to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Well, we're going to start off by talking about innovation. We know Japan is seen as an innovative nation. You've come today from Tokyo. How do you see that Japanese innovation impacting British commerce, and why is that so important to Fujitsu?
Well, first of all, let's talk about Japan as an innovative nation. I mean, Japan does do a lot of things, relies heavily on technology that drives a lot of innovation. And how does that relate to Britain? I think let's talk about what I call the innovation bridge, if you will, Samira, right? The innovation bridge is really taking the technology in Japan and making that available to our customers, the government, the people in United Kingdom, right? And how does that technology really, finds an application in the businesses here, in the society here, in the government here is exactly what Fujitsu can play a very important role in, right? Because we have a very significant presence in the United Kingdom. We have a long history here. And I look at Japan and United Kingdom as two very interesting countries. You have Japan at the very east of Asia, and you've got UK at the very west of Europe, and both are island countries that have their own unique individuality, if you will, and that synergy, if you can drive it in two countries, can be a major, benefit for societies in both countries, but the world as a whole.
So you see it as a really good marriage then, in many respects.
I hope so. With all the issues that go on in the marriage.
Exactly, the ups and downs. Now, Fujitsu is here, as we know, at the AI Summit, and there's been lots of people who've been attending, and we know that Fujitsu is demonstrating those cognitive technologies in action. How does Fujitsu see the future of those technologies and how they fit into the wider world?
So Fujitsu, from a technology perspective, obviously, when we look at the technologies that Fujitsu is focused on, cognitive is a major technology area for us, right? So what does that mean? That means computing. That means artificial intelligence. That means protecting that data, connecting that data using networks, getting technology being used by human beings, technology, social sciences, neurosciences. So getting that all together. And Fujitsu has done some very interesting work in that. For example, you look at the work that we did with using our supercomputer Fugaku and marry that with artificial intelligence to predict tsunamis, right? Or genome research, or cancer, right? And we've done some real path-breaking work there that really is innovative in my view, using some AI algorithms, using the power of computing behind it, the work that we're doing with quantum, digital annealing. So I think that is where the world is headed. Everything, you can't have a DX society without AI, right? It's an oxymoron, right? And to leverage the power of AI, you really need very effective computing power that has supercomputing, that has HPC, that has quantum-like solutions. And we've got that whole quantum computing pool to help the customers do that.
So you gave us a few examples there. What's really impressed you, Vivek, of the ones that you mentioned?
You know, I would say everything that Fujitsu has done is good, but what's really impressed me, I think, was one of the good examples was the UK Space Agency. It was a really interesting example using digital annealer, combining that with AI for space debris. Now that's, I think, a very innovative application, right? Yeah. I mean, you don't hear about that. You talk about sustainability in the environment today on the Earth, but what about up there, right? And also that could also help us, create a more sustainable planet, if you will. So I thought that was a very interesting example that was impressive. I mean, there are a lot. Yeah, genome is, how do you do drug discovery? What we did with COVID, using the AI and supercomputers, saying this is the distance that you and I should be at in terms of not getting, optimal distance for COVID or mask production. Or when does it work? When doesn't work? I think those are really interesting examples.
And of course, we've announced the launch of CCAT.
Yes.
Tell us about that and what you're hoping to achieve.
Well, the Center for Cognitive and Advanced Technologies it goes back to your first question, Samira, which is really the innovation bridge between Japan and United Kingdom. So CCAT puts a structure around that. We have made 22 million pounds investment in that, creating 200 jobs. It's a beginning, but that really brings the technology, our computing technologies, quantum, HPC, as well as AI, and looking at how do you make that effective with the government and the private organizations in United Kingdom. So that's really taking the technology, building solutions for the local government and societies here. And that's our commitment to the environment here.
Yeah, exactly. And Fujitsuance. Now, we heard about this being launched last year. What's been happening and where are we at?
So Fujitsuance is, I would say, it's a strategic initiative by Fujitsu where we look at, if you go back to our purpose, the sustainability is a key word, right? And it's really aligning our organization to actually try to do something about it. So if you look at the Fujitsuance initiative, there are 7 initiatives, and all of them, I'll pick up an example, healthy living, trusted society. You don't hear that from organizers, that their organization is built around that. So this is really how do you take an organization and Fujitsu and then align the whole organization around these concepts, right? With sustainability, creating a trust in the society, making a difference in day-to-day lives. And then on top of that, we aligned our 5 technologies to enable these 7 initiatives, which UVANCE is focused on.
So you're happy with how that's progressing then? I know it's only been a year.
Yes, I mean there's a lot of work to be done. Make no mistake about it. And it is, Fujitsu is a massive 140,000 people. You don't turn a big ship around like this, but it's a massive change. It's progressing, and I'm sure there's a lot of work to be done, but it's moving in the right direction. Yes.
Okay, that's good to hear. We've spoken a lot about emerging technologies. What do you think businesses and governments around the world actually need to be thinking about when it comes to harnessing the immense power, and it is immense, the power of this technology?
Well, one of the things that hits on the area of what I call converging technologies. That's really taking the technology, and at the end of the day, it's human beings that use technology, right? And when you enter something like social sciences, right? 1 + 1 is not always 2. It could be 1.5. It could be 2.5, right? And that's what is important. Making sure, understanding the perspective of the person behind the technology, the person who uses the technology. I think that's key to harnessing this technology. And it's not to make it at a global level. I mean, how technology is used in a country like Japan or UK will be very different than a country like, maybe not so advanced countries technologically, right? But at the same time, that they offer you a platform where you can just leapfrog the whole generations and make them like digitally very enabled. I see that at play in my country of birth, India, where it's amazing. You go there and everybody's like doing web banking on the phone. You don't have that in advanced countries where people are doing such advanced stuff. So it's amazing. So I think that's key. Thinking about how do you continually innovate and put the human being behind it, making that as a centerpiece of your innovation.
So what are you most looking forward to in the year coming up then?
For me personally, I look at, from an innovation perspective, what's really interesting is the work that we are doing in each one of these 5 technologies and really try to bring that power to bear at a global level. We, Fujitsu, if you look at it, right? It's been a Japanese company that is trying to work globally. And I think what we're trying to do now is, it's a global company which is headquartered in Japan. It's a very different concept. And I think in this coming year, that's the power, that's where I want to, I look forward to making incremental changes.
Well, we certainly wish you all the best. Vivek, thank you very much for joining us and for all your insights today. We really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you,
Samira. Thank you for having me.
Your pleasure. Thank you. And if you want to discover more about Fujitsu's cognitive technologies in action, then don't worry, we have a link coming up on the actual screen now, and you'll be able to access that and find out a lot more. And of course, you can always get in touch and put your questions to us, and we'll get those answers to you. So for now, thank you very much for watching.